Okay, so let me just say this. While I was shuffling, I feel like some of you are involved with somebody, right? Like romantically involved with someone. And well, let's start first. I feel like you have, your mom or your dad, your own mom or your own dad, they might have quirks about them. And if you didn't have a good relationship with them, you would say like, okay, I would never date somebody like mom, or I would never date somebody like dad. And then I feel like this month you're looking at your partner, and it's especially for those of you who have a partner right now, and you're just like, oh my gosh, you're exactly like my mom, or you're exactly like my dad. I feel that coming through. And you see, where are we? Yeah, so I feel that coming through for some of you who are in a relationship right now, who have a partner and who are in a relationship. And I feel like it's a relationship where you've been together for quite some time, and you know each other well, and you know the other person well. And that's why the things that they do remind you of your parents, remind you of like some, either something like your parents did, or the way they behave, or something like that. And so I see you like saying, oh my gosh, you're so much like my mom, or you're so much like my dad. And so there's that sense of familiarity. It can be good or bad, but I feel like there's that sense of like coming full circle, like irony too, like coming full circle in the irony of, you know, the person you're dating versus and who they remind you of. So let's talk about your foundation. And your foundation is something that you know to be true, something that is already in the picture, and you're coming into this month already with this knowledge. First of all, we have the Star card in the reverse position. And I just want to say, like, I feel somebody is dealing with some health issues. Either you are dealing with it, somebody you know, or like your partner is dealing with this, or somebody that they know, okay, with this, or somebody that they're dealing with. So there's some health issue, and I feel like it is a degenerative health issue. It's not something that can be treated. It seems almost as if it's getting worse by the day. We also have the Hermit as well, and the Hermit is basically this is your spiritual energy coming through in order to want to uplift, in order to heal. So I feel like for those of you in a relationship, there might have been some health issues affecting the romance, and so one person is called upon to be I want to say like to take care of the other person, either physically, emotionally, or even financially. So there's an uneven, you know, a burden being passed between partners. And so one of you is going to have to like be called upon in order to help a partner through some rough times. Okay. And I feel like there might be some health issues. And what I'm also feeling as well with the Hermit, as well, with this combination, and especially for those of you who might have had like a relationship where you are you feel almost like it's fallen below expectation, and it's not the relationship that you're looking for. So for example, I feel that if you're thinking about whether or not to leave a relationship, and if you're coming into January with this mindset, we have the Star card, which basically means that, you know, it's going to go downhill from here. It's not going to get better. And as well, the main problem with that relationship is that you both don't share a common vision and a common goal. And with the Star card, it basically means, you know, guidance, spiritual guidance. And when the Star shows up in reverse, two people are working at odds with one another. They don't have the same vision. They don't have the same idea of where the relationship is going, and they don't have the clarity to figure out a sense of direction together as a unit. I feel like one person feels very, very alone in the partnership, in the relationship. Okay. And then for those who are single specifically, I feel like you might have tried dating and things have not panned out very well for you. And so this time you're just like, okay, I've tried dating for the past 3 months. So I think I'm just going to move ahead and just be single. So it's as simple as that. What's coming through in the past position here? We do have the Four of Wands as well as the Two of Wands. The Four of Wands, this is a marriage situation, and this is a solidification of some type of a significant relationship. A lot of you are might have taken things to the next level, might have gotten married with somebody, okay? And also in the past, a lot of you might have been married. And in that marriage situation, it started out very stable. And then over time, one person was either traveling a lot, or one person was like shouldering the burdens in that relationship, like carrying the entire weight of that relationship, and the other person rested on their laurels. And so moving forward into the present situation, we have here the devil in the reverse, which basically means, imbalances in the relationship creates a lot of dependencies. One person I feel was doing a lot of the work, and then the other person took it for granted. And so it created a codependent, a very toxic type of an environment. And I feel that you are seeing it for what it is and you are overcoming it. It's also linked up here with the Eight of Swords, which basically means that, no longer making excuses for your partner, no longer like suppressing whatever it is, the dissatisfaction with your partner that you have been harboring. And I feel that you're setting yourself free. Okay. You're just like, enough is enough. I am physically and emotionally distraught. I can no longer put up with this type of behavior because I feel alone and isolated, and I feel like they're not doing their fair share of the work in order to grow the relationship with me. So I feel a lot of you are coming into the realization right now. Crowning this reading here is the Justice card in the reverse and the Ten of Wands, dropping some big burden that you've been carrying for quite some time. And I feel like the Justice card is, whatever has been out of balance and one partner was shouldering the responsibilities, it comes crashing down because the other person's upset and they don't want to stay in it and be the one that does everything. So I feel like there is some innate imbalances, and especially if you're living with another person, if they're like never around to take care of responsibilities and those dishes start piling up, have a talk early on. Okay. But I feel like this is a lot more serious than just dirty dishes, but over time things add up. So the bottom line here is that there's a major relationship. It's in disarray and it needs to be fixed. And I feel that a lot of you might be in a position where you're going to give them the piece of your mind about, straighten things out, help me with the responsibilities. Or I feel if you're the one that has been neglecting the duties, they're going to be the one to speak up, and they're going to be like, I can't physically do it on my own. Like, you just she can't physically do it on her own. And so somebody needs to step in order to take care of it. Okay. So like both parties need to have a discussion about shared responsibilities. That's very problematic. And what's coming through then? So depending on how you handle this energy, that's going to play out differently. But I feel like there has been a relationship where somebody feels very, very alone, and they feel almost as if, yes, we're together, but I end up doing the things by myself, and I end up like not being able to rely on you to be there. So I do see some discussions being had about that. And then others of you, I feel that you're kind of like on the tail end. You're thinking about walking away. And what I'm also getting here as well, we have the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is like new passion, new energy, new vitality, and as well as like, new seductions as well in your environment. So new things. Okay. It's linked up here with the Empress in the reverse position. The Empress in the reverse position is a card where, a lot of where we feel unattractive. We feel almost like, as if like the other person is no longer enticed by us. So for those of you who have been in a, relationship for quite some time, I feel that you might feel your partner is no longer attracted to you. And then your partner likewise feels almost as if you're no longer attracted to them. If there has been, some type of a pregnancy that recently happened or birth that recently happened, and one person was kind of indisposed, then I feel like, the other party had to take care of a lot of responsibilities. And so what I'm feeling here overall is there's a lot of discussions that need to be had between, what one partner expects and what the other person's doing. So expectations versus, I guess like expectations in a relationship versus like what needs to be done in order to uphold the relationship, and who needs to chip in and who needs to do their fair share. There's a lot of things here that indicate practical responsibilities need to be taken care of because they are affecting the relationship. For those of you who are single, I do feel that, you know, you're keeping your eyes out for the one. I feel like you have dated a few people, didn't really pan out too well. And so you're doing, you know, you're playing the single gal or the single girl, and you are trying to, you know, find the right one. And I feel that you're looking, you know, they're saying they're looking in various places in order to find this person. And then for others, I feel like, you know, the ones in relationships, you're contemplating walking away. You're contemplating like dropping the burden, walking away. And then for others, I feel like there might be some health issues and you're going to rough it out with your partner. They're telling you to be patient and to try to really rough things out with your partner. That means having discussions, but also being a little bit more patient in helping them through some type of an ordeal. Okay. Singles, I feel that there's going to be here a revival in passion. So you might encounter somebody who is outside of your usual type. It's linked up here with the Empress. Somebody that you are attracted to who is like very, very completely from out of the left field, not your type. But I feel that you're going to be quite enamored by them. And then for those of you who are, I'm sensing, you know, some type of a communication breakthrough will allow you to fall in love with one another again. So don't give up on it just yet, okay? In your relationship sector, this card fell out, and I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's very like hard-headed, who's very, very stubborn. And it might require multiple talks about the same topic in order for them to get it, in order for them to in order for you to persuade them. So they're saying like, hold on tight to your values. Don't compromise. Don't swing back and forth. If this is what you need to be happy in a relationship, then you need that to be happy. And if they're shortchanging you, if they won't budge, if they won't change to accommodate and to give you what you need, then you're not going to be happy, period. So what is the point of staying in it, right? And likewise, when you're having a discussion and you're voicing the things that, you know, the bare minimum that you need in a relationship, and the other person, for whatever reason, won't compromise, it says a lot about how much they respect your emotional needs, right? So these are things you want to re-examine and, you know, hold on tight to your values. Don't let the other person, I want to say, like, don't let the other person talk around you where you start to lose your sense of grounding. Okay, so don't do that. All right, Virgos. It's a little bit of a challenging month overall, I feel, with relationships. Okay, and so hang in there, be patient,